right, it is episode 2 of The Best Experience. And you know what the one thing about The Best Experience is? You get the experience from the man himself, Nick Best, pro strongman. And you know, that's a luxury that we're going to share with you guys today. Because for those listening to this episode, the Arnold Classic Strongman is hitting. And you know what? Getting a deep dive, hearing knowledge behind the scenes, understanding the events. Guess what? No one's going to know that better than Nick Best, and he's going to give us a breakdown today. Nick, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, man?
Doing good today.
Just been busy running around doing chores and then looking at this and going through stuff and looking up the things. There's been a couple one major issue with the Arnold, so we'll get into that as well. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a pretty exciting show to watch, to be quite honest with you, if you're a strongman fan. I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing what these guys do. But the competitors for the Arnold are Luke Stoltman, Tom Stoltman, Rob Kearney, Trey Mitchell, Max Boudreau. We'll get into that. Bobby Thompson, Tom Stoltman, Mateusz Klijakowski, Mitchell Hooper. It's a mouthful. Pavlo and Buddy, don't kill me for this, but I'm not even going to try to. Navachinki, I messed it up. I apologize. Guy's like an amazing powerlifter and deadlifter. I mean, guy's just off the hook. And then Tom Evans. Those are the top 10 guys that are in there. But the major thing that happened today is Maxime, living in Canada, was out on the ice and he fell and he broke his tibia. And so he's out of the Arnold and World's Strongest Man this year. He's out. And Maxime's good at everything. I mean, all these events that are going to be in the Arnold, which we'll cover in a second, he's actually pretty solid at. He could have probably made the top 3, I think, this year without a question, I think, in my opinion, because he's good at the log. You know, I mean, he's phenomenal at the log. There's a lot of stuff he's really good at it's in the Arnold this year, and there's only one that he's so at. The rest, he would be very good, and he's very athletic. So, so those are the competitors. Now, with him being out, the replacement is Kevin Ferris from Utah.
Nice.
And Kevin's going to be tough. He is a heck of a competitor. He has a drive that people just don't have, and he is an absolute and total overachiever. For a guy who's probably 280 to 290 pounds, he is ridiculously strong and is in ridiculous condition. So even with it being a last minute thing, he's gonna take points away from some people, and he will mix things up, and it's gonna be fun to watch what Kevin does.
Oh yeah, Kevin's performance at this World's Strongest Man, he fucking put up a hell of a run. So
yeah, he's made the finals.
Yeah,
so he's no joke. And then the returning champions. Martins Lisics isn't coming back this year. He's taking a year off. Won't compete till 2024. And then Alexei Novikov, he's not coming back this year. He's also beat up and wants to take some time off. And he's got to deal with the war in Ukraine as well. So,
those are veterans too, though. You know what I'm saying? It's understanding your body. Like I said, someone who's been long lasting in this sport. You know what I'm saying? They coming from you. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, like I said, you're the North Star. Like, look how long I've lasted. Look how long I've been competing. And guess what? You know what I'm saying? It's understanding your body and them paying attention to that.
They're starting to listen. I mean, they go through it, they get in, they develop a name for themselves, and then they get invited to everything under the sun. Then they go, and then they start getting beat up and not performing as well. And eventually they end up with an injury, and then they're out for a while, and then it's like, try to come back. These guys are actually starting to get a lot smarter now and kind of figured that out. And they're starting to heal from their injuries and taking the time. And when their body's like telling them, they're starting to listen to their body when they need to take time off. And that is impressive. That means these guys are going to be around a lot longer in the sport. Now, it's unfortunate because you don't get to watch them this year. So number one and number 2 aren't going to be there. So we're going to have a new Arnold champion this year for the Strongman show. So that's going to be fun to see. The question is who's going to do it? And then Mateusz Klichkowski, he's back, and he's had several injuries. He was doing a lot of competing, and I know he had his tricep fixed, and then he tore his teres major in his back, and that's almost as bad as tearing your lat off. And I know he was looking in to get it reattached. I haven't talked to him since, so hopefully he has, and he should be healed up and ready to go. So, because I know he was reaching out to me to try to get a hold of my doc to figure out, the best way to go about either fixing it or healing from it. So, don't really know how that all turned out, but it's going to be fun to see what he does, because he is also an unbelievable athlete, and he was knocking at the door, like banging on the door when Thor was there winning him. So him being back in the mix, this could be his year as well. And then Trey Mitchell, I don't even want to get started with. He's won the Shaw Classic twice, not once, twice, and is unbelievable. And these are also a lot of good events for him. So this could be fun to watch. Only one of the events are bad, but that event's improving. So if he can come back and keep improving on that and just finish in the top half on that one event, which is the frame carry, he could possibly pull this off as well. So without further ado, let's get into the events.
Oh, yes.
So we have the Wheel of Pain, which looks like the original Conan's wheel from the movie Conan. And done the same way. The athlete gets on there and they say go, and he pushes for, I think it's 60 seconds, as far around that circle as they can get, which is quite painful, and it will blow out your lungs. It's every bit as bad as a truck pull, and in my opinion, maybe a little worse, because you're going to have to do it with your arms out in front of you. There's no way to really get braced into the thing. So any little stop, you're going to feel that jolt. Oh, yeah. Or the give. If you don't get your arms locked and your shoulders into the right position, you're going to waste power from your legs, into the implement and not push it as hard. So you got to be really careful with that event. That one's going to be fun to watch. So
if anyone listens to this podcast, what's the key things that they need to do as they're setting themselves up for this event?
Setting themselves up is making sure they're actually going into it, that they get a lot of work on pushing something like a truck or a vehicle, either with the e-brake on or something that makes it extremely demanding, or let air out of the tires, to make it extremely demanding as they're pushing it, because that's what this thing's going to be like. It's not going to get any momentum. You're not going to be able to gain speed with it and then get cruising. It's going to be the first push and the last push are going to be the exact same miserable, torturous pressure. So to be good at that, you need to do something like that. Letting the air out of the tires of the vehicle that you're pushing is a real good way to simulate that.
There you go.
In that event, the guys to look out for, one will be Mateusz. I mean, he's unreal on truck pulls and has done unreal on that event. My guess is he would win that event. Trey Mitchell can also do this event very, very well. This will be a fun one to see him do. And then Tom Stoltman should be able to do very well on this one as well. I see him actually, Tom could actually win this. There's 3 or 4 guys that can actually win this, but those 3, the main ones. And then you got Hooper. Yeah, you got Hooper, who's just an unbelievable athlete and the guy was
Rookie of the year, right?
Rookie of the year. And then he was also a long distance runner. The guy was a marathoner.
Yeah.
So blowing out his lungs on this isn't going to happen. He'll get a pump in his legs, but he can get the pump out. You got 2-3 hours before the second event. So he'll be fine. So it's going to be interesting to see. The bigger, heavier guys will usually do better at this.
Yeah.
Pablo, I think, will actually do pretty good at this. Luke Stoltman, I think, will do pretty good at this. Bobby Thompson, again, he's got a lot of experience, but Bobby's not so much into the cardiovascular stuff. So can he do really good at it? Yeah. If he worked on it and got ready for this, can he win the event? Sure. but I see him being in probably the 4th to 6th place range on this, which I love you, Bobby.
Hey.
But that's kind of where I see him falling on this one. And then you still got Tom Evans, who that will be a surprise. This is going to be his first massively major show. He won the Arnold last year in the amateur Arnold.
Yep.
And then he won the amateur part of the Shaw Classic. And so now he'll be in the Shaw Classic this year as well.
Yeah.
So he is one heck of a strongman. So it's going to be kind of hard to tell where he stacks up against the world-class guys now.
Yeah, this is his opportunity to take it to that next level.
Yeah, well, now
just from watching his training, he's he just got a frame and been practicing with it. So it's like that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, you need to get your hands on the events and simulate them as close to it as you can. Throw the frame in the back of a truck with a bunch of weights, go out to a loading dock and go up and down the loading dock.
Yeah.
With that, because you got that angle where the truck's back in and stuff, which is pretty similar angle, actually. It's not too far off. But that's what getting ready for the Arnold entails. You got to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now you have Kevin Ferris. So Kevin being one of the lighter guys and Rob Kearney, they're both two of the lighter guys. They both have very strong legs. They both are in very good shape, and they both have very strong wills. But this could be a thing where sheer body weight just makes that much of an impact.
Yeah, mass moves mass. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that
on a truck pull or something on a truck pull or something like this. Yeah, for sure. The advantage on that goes to the heavier guys on this.
Yeah.
So, but that's how I see kind of the first event panning out. Next is the Austrian Oak. Which man. This year, from what I read earlier, they're going to the 430-pound log, and they're doing it for reps. Whew. So that's going to be a test of not only your shoulder pressing strength, but your cleaning strength and your conditioning. Because you clean it once, that's pretty good. But you got to clean it over and over and over. I could see somebody getting 3-4 reps with this, maybe, because there is a boatload of amazing log pressers in here. Yeah. I mean, this is probably one of the most stacked fields for log pressers I've seen in a while. There's 6 guys that should easily press this log. 6 out of the 10. And I mean, and then you throw Kevin in, and I think Tom will still press the log too. It's going to be interesting. The guy to look for on this event is obviously Luke. Yeah. Having just an unbelievable pressing overhead with the log. Trey Mitchell, unbelievably good. He pressed the one at the Shaw Classic twice, and was very strong with it. So that's all he needed to do. Then you got Bobby Thompson.
Yeah, his training videos he's been posting, man.
Kind of American record holder in the log.
You know what I'm saying?
And he has the ability. He'll be one of those guys that has the ability to get to a 500-pound log. Yeah. If everything falls right on the competition day when he's feeling good, he has that ability. And then Mateus is a very good log presser. Hooper is also a very good log presser. And I mean, he almost bent over backwards at the Shaw Classic doing that 440. So, and then he posted a video the other day, him doing 430 for 2. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty interesting event to watch. And then of course, Rob Kearney, who is the former American record holder in the log. And he's coming back from, tearing off his triceps and stuff like that. He's back, he's healthy. He's strong. This is a great event for him. And then, his ability to clean the log and then, dip underneath that thing and use the split jerk that he uses could end up being something pretty major, because he might be able to get that thing up quicker than a lot of the strict pressers and waste less energy locking it out. Yeah. So he might actually surprise a lot of people on this.
We're going to have to keep an eye out for him.
Pablo is very, very strong, but with this field,
yeah,
a guy that could normally win the event could end up like 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
In this. And then, of course, Tom Stoltman's also very good at this.
Mhm.
The other Tom Evans is a great log presser. He did awesome at the Shaw Classic when I saw him compete. And then you have Kevin. I don't think there's any bad log pressers. There's not one guy like when I did the Arnold, I couldn't press the implement. I'm not the world's greatest presser. I could clean it. I just couldn't press it. There's no guys in this that I think that, couldn't possibly hit the log.
So it's definitely going to be a shootout here. Who can get the most?
Well, and then on top of that, you could have a lot of ties.
Mm-hmm.
So for like first, you could have, say, 3 guys get 3 reps. You're splitting points, and then you get a few guys that get 2 reps, and then 3 or 4. The rest of the field gets 1 rep. You're all splitting. You're splitting points. You're splitting hairs.
That's it.
That
nitty gritty.
Yeah, the guy who ends up in first place after this one with a bunch of ties is going to pick up a lot of points, especially if he gets there solely in first.
Nice.
So it's going to be an event where you're going to want to, if you have that ability to win that event, you need to win that event because it's going to make a massive difference in the points the way they all shake out.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first day. Second day, they start with the elephant bar deadlift.
And so is that going to be a Hummer tire deadlift or just?
No, it's elephant bar. Different. So it's regular plates from the floor.
Okay.
So they used to do the Hummer tire deadlift and they build it up so you had a 15-inch pole. This one, they got rid of all that and you pull from the ground, but the bar is even more bendy than the original Hummer tire deadlift. Okay. So it gives a lot more as you're pulling it, which can be good and it can also be very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
The quick pullers are going to be fine until it gets heavy, and then they're going to be all over the place because that weight's going to oscillate. The guys who grab into it, pull into it, and then just keep pulling until it starts coming off the ground and then pull smooth and easy are going to do very, very, very well at this. The speed pullers, you're going to end up falling, to be quite honest with you. If you pull it fast, you're going to end up, it's going to oscillate so much when you get past your knees, you're going to they'll lose their balance.
Yeah, because you got to get the lockout and then get the signal to drop.
Yeah. So you don't just hit the lockout and put it down.
Yeah.
You got to get a down signal.
Yeah.
So
those who are listening, understand, you know what I'm saying? Slow and methodical.
Yeah. Just pull smooth and easy. It should be between a 5 to 7 second lift, each lift when you do it. And it's going to go for max. Yeah. And so they're going to see if anybody can break a
record.
Thor's world record. I think it's 1,048. So there's a couple guys in here, though, that might be able to do it. I mean, Bobby Thompson is a very good heavy puller at that event. Hooper, unbelievable. He's 1,000-pound puller.
Yep.
Pablo, he's an amazing puller. He just pulled 450 kilos.
Yeah.
From the ground on a regular bar.
Yeah.
So, and then Tom's training to try to break the overall world record supposedly in 2024. So he's trying to pull, he wants to pull 505. Trey's a very good deadlifter. Kevin Ferris is a good deadlifter. Kearney's a good deadlifter.
Yeah.
Mateos, this will be his Achilles heel. This could be the event that would keep him from winning because he could end up having his best deadlift ever and still being last.
Damn.
So, and he's close to a 900-pound puller. So, I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah.
But the reason why they do the contest, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what. Yeah, anything can happen the day of. That's the crazy part.
And crazy, strange things happen.
Yeah.
But that could be a rough event for him. Kearney should do pretty well. He should be solid, kind of right there. Tom Evans, this should be an okay event for him. He should be kind of like 6th, 7th-ish in this. Yeah. He's going to get so much good experience. I see nothing but a bright future for him, and him being this first year being on the big stage between the Shaw Classic and this one. these will be good learning experiences for him to take back and go back to work when he gets done.
Yeah.
Because he is improving at a rate that is amazing.
That's good.
So, and he's a smart guy. So
he is. We talked to him for a little bit.
Yeah. So it should be pretty interesting, but that's kind of how I see the elephant bar shaping out.
Yeah.
And then I have to get to my other page here. I'm old school, so I do,
Still write notes.
I write things on paper.
We call it analog.
Yeah, very, very analog. Sorry, guys. Unspunnen stone throw. So not exactly sure what it is. I looked it up and said something about 180-pound stone throw.
It's like a shock put?
No. It's, I don't know. Doing the Highland Games, I would almost say it was like they called it an idiot stone that we did in Portland.
Yeah.
And you picked this thing up, it was 100 pounds. You pressed it out overhead, you locked it out, and then you ran with it and you literally threw it.
Oh, okay.
As far as you can.
Yeah.
I broke the field record, I think, back then.
I think I saw that episode.
It was kind of cool. But this thing's going to be heavier, and I think it's done the same way. You take a little bit of a run up and throw it for all you're worth.
Nice.
I see the taller guys doing
longer limb, longer arm,
and just longer. It's up higher, so as you let it go with force, it's going to carry a little bit farther because your trajectory is just better.
Yeah.
So this is an event I see Mateus doing very, very well in, because he not only is he tall, he's a very, very good athlete. I see Tom Stoltman doing very good at this as well.
Yeah, he's tall. Yeah, he's healthy.
Yeah, he's 6'9", puts his arms up his head. He could probably just about touch the rim without
exactly.
Even So, well, I mean, you watch him do stones and he just hinges at the waist and can almost put his elbows on the ground to pick the stones up. Off the ground. It's the craziest thing you'll ever see. And then Hooper. Hooper's got that. He's really strong at the overhead, and he's an unbelievable athlete.
Yeah,
he could like really.
He's been that dark horse, man. He's been winning.
Yeah, because he doesn't really have a functional weakness.
He trains all the way around.
He's the events he's not great in, he's really good in.
Yeah.
And the events he's great in, people just aren't going to touch him in.
Yeah.
Which the frame carry is going to be pretty interesting to see if he can hold on. If he holds on to that thing, it's that's going to be hilarious. We'll get to that in a second. Pablo is an unbelievable athlete, and he's really strong. I actually see him doing very well at Trey with his pressing power. Trey comes running up with that. He could send that thing to the moon. Luke should do very well. Rob, being a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter, he can still, but he's fast.
Yeah, he is. He's got that foot speed.
Yeah. Kevin should be kind of interesting because I don't.
Got a good upper body.
He does. But he's not as tall. He could surprise me, but I don't see that going as well, going super well for him.
Yeah.
Bobby, so this could be one that puts him, down the pack a little bit. Now, let's remember Bobby finished third last year. He was tied for third. So Bobby's a serious competitor, and this is a good contest for him. And this thing's going to be 184 pounds. So he might just gut it out of anywhere and send it.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's that log pressing. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to get it up. And guess what? If he can get it up fast enough, move fast enough, he's going to be able to toss it. Yeah.
And then, of course, Tom Evans is pretty tall. So he should get some decent points out of that one as well.
Nice.
It'll be a good experience all the way around. That one's going to be fun to watch. But I would definitely say Mateus, Stoltman, and Hooper will probably be the three major to watch on that one. I would be surprised if they didn't turn out 1, 2, 3 on that.
Yeah.
All right. And then last but not least, we have the timber carry.
Yeah. This is always, man, it's heavy.
It separates it. It definitely separates it. All right. So, and last but not least, we have the frame carry. Now, it's 880 pounds. And you have to take it up a 40-foot ramp. And the elevation at the top of the ramp is about 4 feet. So that's why a truck loading dock works out so well, because most of the back end of the trucks are right at 4 feet as they back up to the dock. So if you take it in there and you set your frame up at the end of that dock, you can go right up the frame, right up the ramp, and it almost gets the angle exactly. It's pretty darn close. You get flying up that, you're not gonna have a problem on the Arnold stage, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
So with it being that way, knowing some certain things like the handles on this frame, having used it before, are a little bit smaller than normal size, because most farmers walk handles are the size of a regular bar.
Yeah.
You know, so when you grab like a 45-pound bar or whatever, that's the size of the farmer's handles. These are a little bit thinner. They're probably, almost say a 1/4 inch thinner.
Okay.
So
that's a lot. That's significant. Yeah.
So for the guys whose grips aren't as good, this is actually better for you, because you can wrap around it and get a hold of it. I mean, if you're really, really, really brave, you can try something foolish like thumb lock it.
Yeah.
But you only got to hold it for 8 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, as fast as you can get up that ramp.
15 seconds. If you get up the ramp fast and you don't drop,
you got to hold it that long.
Yeah, you'll get up there quick. I've seen guys do it in 9-10 seconds. I've also seen guys do it in 30. So if you can hold on to it, you could do that. But it's thin enough for you to get around it like that if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty interesting.
How important is it going to be for them to have good hand placement, like in center? You know what I'm saying?
That will be massive and an absolute key. You're allowed to pick it up off the base once before you go.
Ooh.
Anybody who doesn't take advantage of that is making a massive mistake, because you can pick it up, and when you pick it up, you can feel the balance on it.
Yeah.
And so if you're a little forwards, a little back, you can set it down and read it. Now, granted, they'll put a line on there, but you don't know whether that line should go on your middle finger, on your ring finger, on your index finger. You don't know which finger to put it on. So you get there, you kind of take your best guess, and you pick it up. And if it feels balanced, you put it down and you don't move your hands.
Yeah.
Then they say go, and you just
take off.
Take off like a bat out of you-know-what going up the ramp. So, because I think I did 1,050 in 11 seconds on that ramp. Held the world record for about 15 minutes till Brian went last and went a little bit faster than I did.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, just a wee bit. So that was kind of cool. I didn't even realize that till the end of the thing. I was like, somebody came over and told me, I'm like, that was my, I was like, cool. Well, it's okay. No, but
I didn't realize it till after, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't count.
Yeah, well, I still got second in the event, and you get second in the event in the Arnold, you're doing okay.
That's it. You're doing real good.
Can't complain. This is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, Hooper's so fast. Mateus is so fast. Kearney is so fast. Whoever can pick this up, get at the most level, and sprint up that stage till they hit the backdrop, whoever can not make a mistake is going to be the guy that wins this, because with three guys this blazingly fast, they're all going to be trying to one-up each other.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to stumble. Somebody will go blazing up that ramp and stumble, and then they got to pick it fast and go back up. The only difference is when you drop it on the ramp, you got to pick it up 4 more inches.
Yeah. Because
at the bottom, it's sitting on 4x4s.
Yeah.
So it's a 19+ inch pick or 20 inch pick or something like that, I believe. When you drop it, though, now you got to pick it up those extra 4 inches, and an 880 frame, picking it up 4 inches deeper. It gets a little difficult.
Yeah, that's a serious lift right there.
So between those three guys, that's going to be an amazing thing to watch. And then this will make or break, I think, Trey's Arnold. Okay. If he finishes probably in the top 4 in this, he's going to win. Yeah. If he's below that, it's going to be, it'll be close. Yeah. Because his grip, it's getting better. He did great actually at the Shaw. He finished the frame but it's usually a weakness for him. So if he gets over this and goes blazing up that ramp and has no problems, that's going to be pretty amazing. And these handles will be thinner than the ones at the Shaw Classic. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, this is going to make or break a lot of shows.
What would be the best grip for it, though? That's what I want to know.
Well, the bet kind of depends on the guys in their hands. I carry the thing kind of like in the crook of my fingers, like right across here.
Yeah, that's how I usually carry too.
But there's guys that will wrap in their palm and come around like that.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on the guy and where his strengths are. I've always been able to hold on to a ton of stuff with my fingers.
Yeah.
That's just one of the blessings that when I developed it too. I mean, I hold 100-pound plates for time to work on stuff like that. So the best grip is going to be whichever one for the best competitor, for each competitor, where they don't drop the thing.
Yeah.
It's because everybody's hands built a little different. Everybody's fingers, some guys' fingers are shorter, some are longer. I mean, it just depends on where it locks in. So there's not like a perfect grip other than don't drop the damn thing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's really just that simple. Don't put it down, pick it up and go.
That's it.
You know, Pablo could do very good at this. He's a heck of an athlete and he's fast. But you know, how's he going to do in the Arnold frame?
Yeah.
You know, he's won a Giants Live show. So he's a good competitor. He's really good. So could he blow this out of the water? Yeah. Tom Stoltman, this traditionally frames have been a little rough. We'll see. Luke should do okay on this. I believe Luke got 5th last year. So that's pretty solid. Let me check my notes to make sure. No, Rob got 5th last year. Luke got 3rd. Luke was tied for 3rd.
Yeah.
So this should actually be a pretty good event. Sorry about that, Luke. I apologize. Rob got 5th last year. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. Sorry. Trey, like I said, this will be questionable for him. Kevin Ferris. Kevin will hold on to this all day long. Like, I would be very surprised if he drops it. Like, I'd almost be willing to bet quite a bit of money that he won't have a problem holding on to it. And he can move pretty good. So I think Kevin can be up there 3rd, 4th, 5th, right in that neighborhood on this event, which would be pretty good for him without even training it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because he's just jumping in too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Talk about week out. Damn, short notice.
Hey, we only got a week to go. Do you want to do the Arnold?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes is what you say. If they call you and ask you, you say yes.
So when Arnold calls you, what do you say?
Yeah. Well, it's Jan Todd, but yeah.
Yeah, but
but when they do call, you go, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll do it.
I got this. Oh,
you know, it's kind of like Worlds in 2020. I mean,
yeah.
I went there. I just got my elbows done in June. Got stem cells in October. And then they're like, as I'm going to get the stem cells, they're like, hey, can you come to Worlds? I'm like, yeah, sure. What do you need? And
you know what I'm saying?
They're just
I'm just getting a little procedure done, but I can still do this.
Yeah. Well, we're not sure if Magnus is going to be able to come or Eddie's going to be able to come, or so it could either be judge, equipment tester, possible alternate, possible, announcing, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll come. But make sure you bring your kit. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Walk through the door and they're like, leaving, you find out 2 guys failed their test.
Oh.
Couldn't get on the airplanes. So 2 guys were out. And I was the last one. And then I get there and 2 guys also failed the test at the hotel.
Oh.
So they were out. I was like, he's like, you brought your kit, right? Colin's like, look at me. I'm like, yeah, Colin, I brought my kit. He goes, you're in. And I'm like, okay, Here we go. Well,
that's it. I like to roll them dice.
Yeah. Well, no, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. It's fun.
I mean, anytime.
Hey, for Worlds, for everyone out there, please understand, Invite Nick to commentate because, God damn it, he's so good at it. Colin, if you're listening.
you need to tell Eric.
Yeah, Eric, if you're listening, you know what I'm saying? Email me.
No, but it's neat because you need to be able to break down the events and talk about them and what the guys are going to go through and what they look for, and break it down as if you were going to do the event and know the other competitors' strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
you know, as you're competing with them and what the things are good and what the things are bad, you know, stuff like that, and kind of where you think they're going to sit. And when they do something that's surprising, that's showing improvement and taking steps and growing, it's kind of neat to sit there and go, you know what, this used to be a bad event for him, and now it's not. And now look out, because he's gonna be hard for people to stop. I mean,
hell yeah.
Kind of like Hooper. I mean, where's the chink in the armor?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He just started. He bat out of hell in every single competition he steps foot on, and he's been hitting the podium.
Yeah, on like just about everything. So, you know, and now he's going in. This is his second Worlds. He's going to have a lot more experience.
Yeah,
and he's going to.
And that's what he was lacking last year, because like we were there, and it was like, who the fuck is this kid? And everyone's like, well, it's his first show, and he just started. And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, I think it was like his third or fourth show total. Yeah. So, which I understand how that goes, because I did that at IFSA Worlds in 2006.
Yeah.
I think, I did a show in June, one in July, and then Nationals, I think, was in August.
Yeah.
And then IFSA Worlds in November. So yeah, I know what that's like. I remember doing that, but he's got, I still wasn't good at overhead pressing. He's good at, I haven't seen anything he's bad at yet.
Yeah, so far so good. And like I said, he just recently purchased stones and started practicing them, because that was one of the things that happened at Worlds. He's like, I ain't never touched a stone before. Shit, I wanted to say, like, the night before, he was like, I ain't never truck pulled. What do I do? As you're talking to him and we're driving, he's like, this is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to reach out to the best.
Yeah, but it's like, you haven't done a truck pull. Okay, well, try to step on your toes.
That's it.
Get in rhythm with your arms and, stay low. Drive your legs.
Lean in. That's it.
So, but the good thing is the bus last year wasn't very heavy, and they didn't let a lot of the air out of the tires, so the times were actually pretty fast.
Yeah, and it was pretty even ground too. I think it was just like a very slight incline, very slight.
Yeah, so it didn't kill the guys. I think just about everybody finished the thing, so it wasn't bad. But they'll usually set it to where they want probably 10 to 15% of the field to not finish.
Yeah.
And then 10% of the field, 15% of the field to fly with it, and then everybody else somewhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's always kind of good to see guys at an elite level struggle with things, because if everybody comes in and just blisters through it, it doesn't look heavy.
It doesn't look good either. You know what I'm saying?
You still need guys.
They made it too easy.
Yeah, you got to. It's really hard to get things set just right at that. So
but they definitely did.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing this Arnold. I mean, if I were going to go on a limb and say top three, I mean,
no specific order.
No specific order. Hooper's going to be up there, just due to the fact that I don't really see a whole lot of weaknesses there. Yeah. The events are a little bit different this year. I think Trey is going to be up there.
Nice.
Barring a catastrophe in the frame carry, because he'll place well even in the deadlift. Yeah. He'll get good points. He'll get great points in the log. He's going to get great points on the Conan's wheel. Yep. On the wheel of pain. So I see him being up there. And then Bobby Thompson.
There we go. Second last year.
He got third last year.
Third.
Luke also got third last year, but the events are different this year.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I can see Bobby getting up there. I can also see Luke and Tom getting up there too. So it's actually going to be one of the more balanced contests that you're going to see as far as the competitors go, because just about everybody has something they're not great at.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting. And that'll make the most drama for it in the end, to see the guys step up and perform better than expected in events that they usually don't do well in.
And that's what I love about high level strongman, because it's any given day, guess what's about to happen? Everyone's looking on point. Everyone's feeling strong. Oh, yeah.
But can you imagine getting like one with a 430-pound log with that oak? Because it's also bigger on the ends. You know, the center's a 12-inch, but the ends are out there at like 14 or 16 inches. Can you imagine getting one with the log and getting last?
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
This could happen.
That could.
This could happen. Or next to last, or down in 8th or 9th. Yeah. And you have that many guys get 2 and, you know, whatever. I mean, it's good. It's going to
be cutting hairs. It's going to be cutting hairs.
It's going to be interesting.
That's it.
Especially if they go by just counting the reps.
Yeah.
Like if they don't time them.
Yeah.
Now, if they, which they could change that on game day. If they time the reps, then you can see the separation.
Yeah.
But if they don't time the reps, and if you get 2 and you get 1 right away, and then you get 1 right as the buzzer rings. Yeah. It's the same as a guy who gets 2 and then tries for the next 30 seconds to get another 1 and can't. Yeah. You know, that'll be a way to create separation, but I don't know if they're going to do that. So, but overall, those are kind of what I see as the top picks. This should be fun to watch. I think Pablo has got a unbelievable chance at breaking that deadlift record.
Nice.
I really do. That 1,000 that he just pulled did not look very hard.
Yeah. Sometimes what's smooth is smooth.
Yeah, it really didn't look hard. So that should be pretty cool. But Bobby Thompson can end up coming out and breaking that thing, because Bobby's really good, especially from height like that.
Yeah. Static.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be fun all the way around to watch. I can't wait to watch it. I'm going to get the
pay-per-view or the streaming.
Yeah, I'll probably get the streaming and watch it and stuff like that, since, you know, I can't go.
Yeah. Well, there's like I said, always next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, things have been crazy, things have been busy, and it goes like that.
Yeah, and then I got stuff. I got to go help my parents next weekend. So that weekend, their barn burned down, and I got to go help them sort through stuff and things like that. So
get everything all set up instead. Well, Nick, we have covered the Arnold Strongman, but this is what I want to do.
Okay.
We're going to cut out.
Okay.
Give me 3 tips for Strongman viewers at the Classic. What to understand when you show up, what to expect when you show up, and to make sure that you get placings to watch.
Oh, the viewers?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's open seating, so get there as early as possible. Even if you're standing around bored for an hour or 2 hours, because it will pack up. There will be a lot of people there, especially now with the Arnold being back to normal with everybody going.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it was one of the most unbelievable experiences I got to be being there, looking up at that stage and looking out and seeing 60, 70,000 people just all turned and watching. It's pretty darn neat. So get there early and, you know, sacrifice some time and seeing other things to get a good spot, you know, and watch. Be patient. It's gonna, if the Arnold's like any of the other Arnolds I've been to, it's going to be hard from getting from one side to the other. It'll take like an hour to get from one side of the thing to the other, just to go see somebody or something. So just understand, be patient, and you're going to get bumped into a lot.
That's it.
3, have fun.
There we go.
Have fun. You know,
that's it.
You go in there to have a good time, enjoy yourself, see the people you came to see, go root for the guys that you want to root for, go watch the strongman and hang out and enjoy the stuff and, have fun.
That's what I'm talking about. Nick, hit us with those sweet, sweet words.
Well, that's it. So train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be.
We'll see you guys on the next one.